Proverbs 6, Phase 1. 1. My son, if you have put up security for your neighbor, if you have pledged yourself for a stranger, this teaches that involving yourself in another person's financial obligation carries real risk and must be approached with caution. 2. You are snared by the words of your mouth. You are taken by the words of your mouth. This is saying careless commitments can trap you. Your own words can bind you into consequences. 3. Do this, my son, and save yourself, for you have come into the hand of your neighbor. Go, humble yourself. Press your plea with your neighbor. This teaches that humility and immediate action are required to escape harmful entanglements. 4. Give no sleep to your eyes, no slumber to your eyelids. This is saying urgency matters, delay increases danger. 5. Deliver yourself like a gazelle from the hand of the hunter, like a bird from the hand of the fowler. This teaches that swift, decisive action preserves freedom and prevents loss. 6. Go to the ant, O sluggard. Consider her ways and be wise. This is saying creation itself models diligence. Wisdom can be observed and learned. 7. Without having any chief, officer, or ruler, this teaches that discipline does not require external pressure. It can come from internal responsibility. 8. She prepares her bread in summer and gathers her food in harvest. This is saying foresight and preparation create stability and provision. 9. How long will you lie there, O sluggard? When will you arise from your sleep? This teaches that prolonged inactivity leads to decline. 10. A little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to rest. This is saying small compromises in discipline accumulate over time. 11. And poverty will come upon you like a robber, and want like an armed man. This teaches neglect invites sudden and unavoidable consequence. 12. A worthless person, a wicked man, goes about with a crooked mouth. This is saying internal corruption shows itself through speech and behavior. 13. He winks with his eyes, he signals with his feet, he points with his fingers. This teaches deception often operates subtly and intentionally. 14. With a perverted heart he devises evil, continually sowing discord. This is saying inward corruption produces outward division. 15. Therefore, calamity will come upon him suddenly. In a moment he will be broken beyond healing. This teaches persistent evil leads to inevitable and abrupt collapse. 16. There are 6 things that the Lord hates, 7 that are an abomination to him. This is saying God's moral boundaries are clear and absolute. 17. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood. This teaches pride, deceit, and violence are deeply opposed to God's nature. 18. A heart that devises wicked plans, feet that run quickly to evil. This is saying intentional pursuit of wrongdoing compounds guilt. 19. A false witness who breathes out lies, and one who sows discord among brothers. This teaches that deception and division destroy both individuals and communities. 20. My son, keep your father's commandment, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. This is saying wisdom is often first given through those closest to you. 21. Bind them continually on your heart, tie them around your neck. This teaches wisdom must be internalized and carried constantly. 22. When you walk, they will lead you. When you lie down, they will watch over you. And when you awake, they will speak with you. This is saying wisdom provides continuous guidance, protection, and direction. 23. For the commandment is a lamp and the teaching is light, and correction and instruction are the way to life. This teaches that truth illuminates, exposes error, and directs toward life. 4. To keep you from the evil woman, from the smooth tongue of the adulteress. This is saying wisdom protects from seductive and destructive influence. 25. Do not desire her beauty in your heart, and do not let her capture you with her eyes. This teaches that temptation begins internally and must be stopped at the heart. 26. For the price of a prostitute is only a loaf of bread, but a married woman hunts down a precious life. This is saying sin may appear cheap, but its true cost is devastating. 27. Can a man carry fire next to his chest and his clothes not be burned? This teaches that intentional proximity to sin guarantees damage. 28. Or, can one walk on hot coals and his feet not be scorched? This reinforces that consequences are unavoidable when engaging in wrongdoing. 29. So is he who goes in to his neighbor's wife. None who touches her will go unpunished. This is saying violating covenant brings unavoidable judgment. 30. People do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his hunger when he is starving. This teaches that motive may affect perception, but not consequence. 31. But if he is caught, he will repay sevenfold. He will give all the goods of his house. This is saying wrongdoing always carries repayment and cost. 30. He who commits adultery lacks sense. He who does it destroys his own soul. This teaches that sexual sin is self-destructive at the deepest level. 33. He will get wounds and dishonor, and his disgrace will not be wiped away. This is saying some consequences leave lasting marks. 34. For jealousy makes a man furious, and he will not spare when he takes revenge. This teaches betrayal provokes intense and uncontrollable consequences. 35. He will accept no compensation. He will refuse even if you multiply gifts. This is saying some damage cannot be undone or negotiated away. Proverbs 6, Phase 2. Historical and cultural anchorings. Proverbs 6 reflects the practical and moral concerns of ancient Israelite society. Financial entanglements, idleness, deceit, and moral corruption threatened family stability, social trust, and communal prosperity. Observing the diligence of ants provided a tangible, relatable example for daily life. The warnings about pledging for others, laziness, and associating with destructive influences would resonate with a society where work, reputation, and relational trust were closely tied to survival and honor. The 6 things the Lord hates, 7 abominations, provided clear ethical boundaries for communal life, emphasizing that internal moral orientation has real-world consequences. Modern application. In today's context, Proverbs 6 emphasizes personal responsibility, moral vigilance, and diligence. Financial entanglements, laziness, gossip, and manipulation remain destructive, and ignoring instruction invites predictable consequences. Observing disciplined, self-motivated behavior, whether in work, study, or relationships, protects against personal and relational ruin. The forbidden woman metaphor applies broadly to any alluring temptation that promises pleasure or gain, but carries hidden harm, whether it be ethical compromise, addictive behavior, or toxic influence. Internalization of wisdom continues to be the key to stability, success, and alignment with God's design. Linguistic anchorings. The Hebrew employs vivid imagery, parallelism, and numerical structure, e.g., 6 things the Lord hates, 7 are an abomination, to encode memory and moral urgency. Words like mishpat, judgment, hokmah, wisdom, musar, discipline, and leb, heart, highlight relational, ethical, and cognitive dimensions. Travel and motion metaphors, walk, run, foot from evil, reinforce cause and effect logic. Veritas 365 translation renders these structures in modern English that is relatable, clear, and morally urgent without diluting their meaning. Theological anchorings. Proverbs 6 emphasizes that God actively observes human behavior and internal disposition. Choices, diligence, and ethical alignment invite blessing and protection, whereas laziness, deceit, and indulgence in temptation bring harm. Divine wisdom is portrayed as practical, relational, and protective, providing guidance, moral clarity, and safeguards against both external and internal threats. God's hatred for certain behaviors underscores their spiritual seriousness and societal consequences. Key themes. Responsibility and vigilance. Care and commitments protects life and relationships. Diligence versus laziness. Self-motivated effort produces stability and security. Temptation as metaphor. All alluring but destructive influences threaten well-being. Internalization of instruction. Wisdom must be kept in the heart and mind for continual guidance. Consequences of folly. Actions aligned or misaligned with God's principles yield tangible outcomes. Closing thought. Proverbs 6 teaches that moral integrity, diligence, and vigilance are practical and spiritual necessities. Observing wisdom, avoiding temptation, and internalizing instruction safeguard life, relationships, and societal trust. Choices matter, and the proactive pursuit of wisdom protects from entanglement, loss, and ruin. Reflection prompts. Where might you be entangled in obligations or influences that could harm you? How are you cultivating diligence and proactive effort in daily life? What temptations, seductive or otherwise, require active avoidance? How can internalizing instruction and moral vigilance protect your future decisions and relationships?